All right, so today in 4-7, the second part of it is really just pretty quick, and we're working more with composite functions and more triangles. But again, we this time though they're not just numbers, so we have letters in there too, and we have cosecants, and everything is a little bit more complicated. But again, you always have to remember when we're finding that inverse function, we're finding an angle measure. So this problem is really just saying find the cosecant of the angle measure when the angle equals the inverse tangent of 2x. Right? So we could rewrite that as the tangent of the angle equals 2x. But we don't have a fraction, but let's make it a fraction and just put 2x over 1. So when we draw our triangle, we can say our adjacent side is 2x. Nope, that's wrong. Because tangent is opposite side is 2x and adjacent side is 1, right? And tangent is positive here. So positive tangent is in the first quadrant. So if we were to draw a triangle in this first quadrant with our angle, if the opposite side is 2x and the adjacent side is 1, then the cosecant, remember, is just going to be the reciprocal of sine. So in order to find sine, we need the hypotenuse. So we're going to do Pythagorean theorem, and we're going to say 1 squared plus 2x squared equals, we'll call this side r, equals r squared. So 1 plus 4x squared equals r squared, which means the square root of 1 plus 4x squared equals r. So this hypotenuse, we're going to write it as the square root of 1 plus 4x squared. So these answers in this section are going to have x's in them. Okay. So if looking at this triangle, right, we could say that the sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 2x over the square root of 1 plus 4x squared, which means the cosecant is its reciprocal. So the cosecant will be the square root of 1 plus 4x squared over 2x. And that's our answer. We're going to just leave it just like that. All right, so let's try another one here. We see an arc cosine, which means theta. So we're finding the tangent of theta when theta equals the inverse cosine of 2x, right? Which means that the cosine of theta would have to equal 2x, but we need a ratio, so we're going to say 2x over 1. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if we were to draw our triangle, again, we're positive, so we're in the first quadrant. So draw your triangle. Adjacent side is 2x, and the hypotenuse is 1. So we need to do Pythagorean theorem, and we'll call this side y since it's vertical like the y. So we'll say 2x squared plus y squared equals 1. So y squared equals 1 minus 4x squared, or y equals the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. Right, so this side right here is the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. Squeeze that in. Okay, and then go back to what the question's asking. Remember, we go back to here, which is why we wrote it. It's saying find the tangent of this triangle, where this is your theta. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. Your opposite side is the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. And your adjacent is 2x. So this right here is your answer.